Alright, you guys, welcome to the finals of the U150 tournament. Yay!
Woo.
Uh, Grady's here to commentate them with me. This was from the live stream that we streamed them from, so that's why you have the thing on the right there. It's also at Grady's house, that's why the camera's like super wobbly half the time. Uh, but outside of that, yeah, both of them are split into two parts, so partway through we're going to have to exit out of here and go to the other one. And then the only other thing that we should cover before we start talking about the game and the matchup is I'm actually on top this time and Grady's on bottom.
I'm going to refrain from making a joke there, but
Yep.
yes.
Yes. So it is weird. I went back and rewatched these the other day and I was like, oh man, like why would I make that play? And then I was like, oh, it's Grady. So
If you get confused, just remember I'm wearing gray sleeves. Gray for Grady.
gray for Grady and red for Alex.
And the fashionable wristbands.
And the fashionable wristbands there.
Yeah.
Also, it is labeled.
That's all.
Over
You know,
there.
that would be easier, probably.
That would be the easier route. So yeah, stage one versus Weavile. We thought stage one was gonna crush.
So we thought.
So we thought. Pretty much just because like Weavile's not gonna be taking prizes. Like you could easily just use like Crabominable and just sweep the board.
hmm
That sort of thing. So
The thing I think
the thing
that makes Weavile so strong is that it can trade 1v1, like 1-for-1 decently enough. And for the other deck to keep trading 1v1, they have to have support Pokemon out to like facilitate this 1v1 trade. And you can't really comfortably ever get your support Pokemon out because Weavile's going to threaten them so much with Rule of Evil.
yeah.
So that's kind of why, because I was trying to think of like, because on paper Weavile doesn't seem like that good of a deck, but obviously, I mean, it's a very good deck. So I was just trying to think like, why is Weavile a good deck? You know?
And it's pretty much rule of evil.
Yes. That's basically it. Like, it can trade 1-for-1 okay, and your opponent can't really keep up because they can't commit fully to like the normal support Pokemon a lot of the time.
Right. And you have like one shot potential in in Vilify, as well as like a pretty easy attacker in the other one, the 190. The one that
And
just
then
does
Evil
90 for
Tall
2.
Break is just like a really solid attacker
Yeah.
too.
Well, it's a good cleanup because like you could either use Evil Tall Break to sweep after Rule of Evil, or use Coco to sweep after Rule of Evil.
Right.
So, also keep in mind we are playing as Baby Evil Tall with a non EX because we assumed it was a non EX until we discovered reprints nerf them. So, so just keep that in mind as well. That this Evil Tall, the Baby Tall out right now, is a non EX.
In this game, but like
In this
in
game.
real life, it'd be an EX, correct?
Yes, yeah, it's supposed to be an EX, but also I just did you see that I just cosmic powered into an egg?
I did not see that.
No, it was a quick flash. Like I was like cosmic power for one, huh, and it was an egg.
Cool.
It's just like the worst card you could see at that moment.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Um. So
Another
yeah, this.
another interesting like tidbit. Like I think if Stage One Rush had played like a mime, then you can use Clefable to copy Rule of Evil.
hmm
So like there's this like awkward thing where like the Weavile player can't get out Evil Tall Break too soon, or
hmm
Rule of Evil too soon. Like they have to really temper that, because if they don't, then
Yeah, I think a single mime would have like really swung this matchup a lot.
oh yeah, big time.
Um, like that single-handedly might have actually like won the game for the stage one player, honestly.
Probably. Just because you take out Rule of Evil and now you're just trying to like one shot this Crabominable over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, if you take out Rule of Evil, it's just like going to be trading 1-for-1 over again. I think stage one rush in just like a pure 1-for-1 trade can do that more efficiently
Yeah,
than Weavile can.
that was a way easier time of doing that.
Yeah. By the way, if you haven't seen the Weavile from the new set, this deck just gets even more busted.
Oh
so
yeah. I remember when we did talk about our when we did the rankings, and we put Weavile at number 10 overall, and we said if it wins the tournament, like we were like LOL if it wins, lol, like
yeah,
then we'll put it higher, and then it won. And so now with that in mind and the new Weavile coming out, this is probably like a top 4 deck.
yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
It's just so weird because it doesn't feel like it, but I mean, it's undeniably a top deck now.
Yeah, it's the fact that it can do everything. It can one shot, it can spread, It can attack for cheap. It's got like big bulky basics.
Yeah,
Um,
doesn't
it's
have EX attackers.
nope, and it's got a lot of room in the deck too.
Hmm.
I've always found it it just has tons of space.
Hmm.
Like right now we're playing it with the Wishy Washy and the Bunnelby and the Egg and all this other stuff. I'm just like, man, like these could just be other good Pokemon and it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
So, like, I don't think I big jumped or wimped out once. And when I vilified, like, I just searched for those Pokemon.
yeah. No, I agree. I don't think those. I think if we like redid this list, they would come out in a second.
Oh yeah, Weavile. I don't know if I have actually. I don't know if I redid Weavile specifically, but no, it gets way different. So,
Yeah.
which by the way, if you notice, you just took the Weavile, the knockout on the Eviltal for one prize. If you had taken
Hmm.
two, you would have won that game.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's another thing to think about.
Um, I mean, look how much I had to commit to this, though. I had to like put the Jolteon on board, which is just a super huge liability against Weavile. So,
Yeah, because it's a I can do 60 damage with the Rule of Evil, and then if you don't bounce it, I could like Flashbite Coco or even Evil Tall break.
yeah. I think one thing I was trying to do in this matchup is like intentionally leave my Porygon unevolved, and like I absolutely needed to use it
Yes.
just so it wouldn't be hit by Rule of Evil. So now you're only hitting like two 60s as opposed to like three or four 60s.
Yeah, I don't think it's as paramount against Evil Weavile to get it out turn one,
Yeah,
turn two. I think you just need to like kind of play it slower, take cheap knockouts here and there,
yeah.
and then eventually.
It's just a weird situation where like even if you have the ability to fully set up more stuff, you don't necessarily like want to,
Right.
which is like counterintuitive. But
Yeah. No, it's kind of bananas, but uh,
but yeah, I really do think the single mime would like completely swing this matchup in
yeah,
Stage One's favor.
big time. But that the mime wasn't the story of this game. Like it did help,
Hmm.
but the story of the game was the late game comeback.
Yeah.
So, not to spoil anything, but if you're a fan of the program, you probably watched alongside on the bracket online. So
Right.
you probably already know what happens. Also,
Uh,
that hot junk arm with discarding one dark and a special dark
yeah. It's a
activates
good one.
that their dark patch that's already in my discard. So, I think we talked about the matchup enough. But here, I think I was just trying to say like, look, I know I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna set up a Rule of Evil.
Hmm.
Like it's my only move here. Like I have to one shot you with Vilify.
Right.
I'm just realistically not gonna ever get an attack off where I like damage you, and then because if I damage you, you're gonna do what you can to make sure you're not damaged to attack again. There's
Correct.
never gonna be a scenario where you're gonna
Remember though, this is the old version of Stage One without Max Potion or Pokemon Center.
right, but still, you're gonna like try to get an AZ. You're gonna retreat. You're gonna
Yeah.
in any other scenario, if I didn't know that you didn't play Max Potion, like I think attacking at a crab is just like a bad thing because they're gonna just be like, oh cool, Max Potion, erase it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do this snipe play down here, then shit changes.
That's another card too that would swing this. I think is the Pokemon Center.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. It's still just a little weird because we didn't want to update the decks as we went along, and we made these like a couple months ago. And like towards the end of it, we realized that we made like a bunch of suboptimal like deck making decisions when we first made these. So now like watching these like suboptimal list battle is a little awkward,
It is.
honestly.
It's painful. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Um, I think when we do this next, like I don't know, next summer or something, uh, we'll definitely have a better idea of how to build it, and it'll make the tournament, I think, probably a bit more accurate.
Yeah, I agree.
What would you think? And this is actually an idea that I want to talk to you about. That this is, I guess, a good time to bring it up. Instead of doing 64 decks, doing 32, but doing everything best 2 out of 3.
So on average that would be, I mean, if every game went 2 games, that would be like the same amount of games. Is that right?
It would be, yeah. If every game went 2 games, so we would get a little bit extra games probably, because the most we'd have is 64 games. Or sorry, the least we'd have is 64. The most we'd have is 96 games.
Correct.
So whatever the average of those two is, like not off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
you're somewhere in the high 70s, low 80s.
I think that what it would do though, it was we'd have to like cut a lot of like the fun lower tier decks that aren't necessarily good, but they're really fun. So
Right. The decision of what decks to play in that tournament would be kind of fun, but
yeah,
at
for
the same
sure.
time, like
Um,
we
Back
could.
to the game here
Oh,
though.
okay. I had
This
no idea for that, but yes, go for it.
oh, all right. Sorry, say your idea.
Oh no, like we could do a like because we always want to do the lower tier battle,
Hmm.
right? Like the tier 8 battle. So instead of doing 32, we would do like maybe uh not 64 but like 48 decks and have
Hmm.
a quote unquote play in stage where we have all of the lower tier like the 7 and 8 seeds battle each other to get into the tournament.
Yeah,
Just like they do in like the NCAA where they have two 16 seeds play like 2 days before to get into the tournament.
yeah, for
That's I
sure.
think that's how we would do it, just so that we don't have too many shitty decks that are in the tournament, but we still have an accurate representation of the meta.
We could try that.
We try that. Anyways, back to the game.
I stranded the DCE on the EV, and then I wanted to evolve in the Flareon just to like take the Pokemon Power EV off the board, just so you couldn't rule of evil it. But in hindsight, I should never have like benched it because now I have this DCE stranded on the other EV, and there's like unless I get a scoop up or something off on this Flareon, it's just going to be sitting there
Yeah, there's
doing nothing.
you're never gonna have a scenario where you're.
Yeah,
I mean, you're gonna have the Flareon get knocked out
yeah,
and then recover it. But if I recall correctly, I think that Flareon just stays there the entire game.
yeah. So does that DCE and the EV, if I remember too. So not only did I like prevent me from using Flareon, I also just stranded that double colorless there, and I don't get it for the rest of the game.
Right.
So that was like a huge fuck up, I think.
Probably. Well, here's a collector. I just need the evolution if I have it in my hand and I have knockout,
Hmm.
which puts you in a weird position because, like you said, the DCE is stranded, and
Yeah.
Vespiquen's really like your only retaliate KO thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have the EXP share, so I'll probably get the next return kill, but like
Oh, that's
the
right.
return kill after that's going to be harder.
If I get it.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, you do.
I mean, I get the knockout here for sure,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but you didn't. You I think you remember the EXP share here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, I
Some-
was very shitty at updating the prizes.
Yeah, it's okay. Better than Patty.
Eh. You'll update the EXP share here shortly, and because I'm pretty sure you're like, oh crap, what about EXP share? But
Yeah, there we go.
there it is. Okay. Phew. But yeah, no, you're just looking for a knockout here. I think it's pretty, just attached, and I don't know if you have enough, but
Yeah.
that's level
I mean, it's not that many.
No. But yeah, the benching of the EV is rough because now you have this full bench. So if I get return KO here,
Yeah, it's like I said, like this return kill is not going to be hard, but the return kill after this is going to be a struggle.
if I can get one, but all I need is the Weavile that does 90 for tools.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I should have maybe looked for like a field blower for my own EXP share here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had a way to get that, but
That's
if I'm being honest, I think I forgot about that one. So
hmm Yeah, that's probably what should have been done there. Can't see what's in your hand, but that swoop will help you get another Pokemon back out. So
I should have maybe like swooped the EV too. Like that's another line of play I could have went for. Is there anything else that can use the DC pretty effectively?
Zoroark, but you're
Yeah, I
putting
could have
EX down.
went like Zora or something.
You could have done that because you're ahead on prizes, right?
Mhm.
You're two ahead, so you can afford to put an EX down.
I know your like gut instinct is like always want to swoop the Lapras, but there it might have been better to swoop the EV with the DCE, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just mismanaged the resources here.
Oh
I
look,
think.
there's actually Rule of Evil instead of the.
Hmm.
So it looks like that was my only line of play there.
Hmm. I mean, you take the Claydol, but that's about it.
If I could get a flash by AC, do I? I'm just rewinding everything. I think I actually go flash by and take double knockout on your support Pokemon.
Yeah, for sure.
No?
Oh, wow, okay. Interesting.
I'm just gonna hit you for 40 instead. I think my hand's pretty done. No, you hexed, remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was like, dude, I hexed.
Yeah, so I couldn't do anything there. Alright, that makes way more sense now. So I think I like this play though because it does put a little added pressure on you. Because the two options are either like find a Lysander and kill the Sneasel, but then the EXP share goes down and I'm able to Dark Patch attach to Yveltal and maybe
Yeah.
get a Rule of Evil off. Or it's like I need to kill this, you need to kill the Yveltal, but then I have Weavile.
Hmm.
And the Toxic Oak's really just like not going to help you.
No, no, not really at all.
No.
That's one of the first ones we cut in like updated versions of this list.
Yep. The list that I played that I'll be writing, I'm gonna put it into the PokeBeach article. Um, that's coming out soon.
Are you gonna make a video about it too?
About my updated list?
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be a PokeBeach exclusive.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be like, hey, check out the channel, or if you're on the channel, hey, check out the PokeBeach article.
Is that gonna be a free article though? Like everyone
Yeah.
can see the whole thing?
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool.
It for sure will be. Because that's how I like convince them to like let me do it.
So you're not gonna get paid or anything for it, you're just doing it for the exposure?
Oh yeah, for the exposure, pretty much. That energy removal's big.
Yeah, for sure.
If I remember, yeah, that Versus Seeker goes for a Hex.
I mean that's what I think makes sense, just to prevent you from rule of eviling again.
Yeah, like you just keep Hex looping.
This is so because like here I look like I'm still fine. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to remember when this game went terribly wrong.
I remember. I rewatched this game because I had that same thought, and I was like, what was the play that swung this game? Because you just hexed me again,
Yeah.
and up 7-4 with. I mean, your board's not great though, right? Like you said, that DZE is stranded on the EV. Your Toxicroak's the backup attacker,
Hmm.
which just is not awesome. There's me reading Spiritomb. I don't know if you saw that. Like I hovered Spiritomb. I was like, can I? Like, is this a thing?
Huh.
And I know I don't calculate here because this Porygon actually comes back to play later. So it's the Weavile. I think I. Well, hi Kyle.
Out of nowhere.
Kyle out of nowhere. Oh yeah, it is a calculate. I do calculate here.
How the fuck do I lose this game, dude?
Yeah, right.
Like you literally just calculated. Oh man.
Down 3 prizes.
What the hell?
And I remember saying, I think the soundbite that I said was Kyle walked in and I was just like, I'm getting just crushed right now.
Yeah.
And here's a
Even the
computer
computer
search.
search here too. Man, I must have just made a wrong play or something. I mean, I don't hate that. Like,
No, that's the right thing. I think the Karina's probably going to go for an item finder or a dowsing machine for the Versus Seeker for Hex.
yeah.
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 At what point?
You just throw it at me. It's like take your goddamn Versus Seeker.
Versus Seeker
I'm
for
so
Hexen.
confused. Like,
It's because I EXP shared to this Porygon twice.
yeah.
The boy's going to come back in. I think I finally top decked something to kill your Vespiquen? Oh, there's an N. So now I said, thank God I finally have an N.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you're still hexed here. Like, I don't.
Maybe I take back the energy attachment? No, there's no way.
Huh.
There's a computer search in that hand of mine.
Yeah, for sure.
And a super energy removal.
I mean, that's basically as good as knocking it out here. Not quite, but
Yeah, I think I just take it on knockout. No, I do. It's right there.
okay.
So I literally just needed this, and I think I computer search here for Hex back at you.
Yeah, and that might leave me dead. No,
Hey.
just Goop here.
Well, no, Goop. Sorry, yeah, it's Goop. You're right.
Yeah, I think you just Goop back into me, and I just don't have anything in my hand.
Because I end you into, yeah, so there's the Goops. I end you into 3 cards.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I end you to 3 cards, but you top deck Oak and go into Hexmania. So,
Zing.
yikes.
So I hated the super energy move on the 1 energy, but I was like, okay, if I got him into no energy cards in his hand, then I don't even take damage here.
Yeah.
You know, like I would hate to have like energy muscle band this like against me this turn.
Yeah.
But hexing back into you in a dead hand was perfect because you had already used like item finder, dowsing machine versus seeker.
Yeah.
Your
The
lapis
thing
is
is,
in the
I can't
discard.
even revenge for knockout because it's only 70 after resistance. So
Yep.
like, yeah, this is when it goes downhill.
Yeah.
I
So
think getting the Toxicroak out in the first place was a mistake, and I think throwing the DCE on the EV was a mistake. Not swooping the EV was a mistake. Evolving the Flareon was a mistake.
Jesus.
Just a
Um,
lot of like little tiny mistakes that kind of added up into this game state where I'm just in a really bad spot.
right. There, if you were confused, by the way, it was a dowsing machine. I discarded 2 cards, but then I was like, oh, I have egg, so I took that back, so I could dowsing machine for egg and still keep the computers or the PCOM in my hand.
Hmm. And now you can kind of just lock me out.
Well, this is me going for a Coco DCE because
Yeah,
the
for
team
sure.
the teammates got me that. Or sorry, not teammates, twins. Twins got me that with the DCE there, and now I'm just looking for a way to hex, even though I think I kept it in my hand. Yep. So that's a retreat and a flip to knock out your draw power
Yes.
and a hex. And it also sets up the Porygon 2 to get Rule of Evil at some point.
Yes. And it
So,
sets up Eevee for like Evil Tall Break, I guess.
yeah, you need a Crobat drop with it, but yeah,
Oh, that's true. Forgot that one had 60.
that's 60. And here's the classic Lysander. Well, you're gonna get a knockout here because I did
Hmm.
knock out Claydol, but this is where like that Porygon sitting on the bench literally all game is huge, right? Like it's so giant because I had benched it once just to like I think get it out of my hand or do something like that. Like I needed to prep something, and so I benched it, being like sweet, and then it actually comes back. So I think I just get a retriever and go right back into Porygon 2.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it was better for me to take the Claydol there instead.
I think so because then I have to like actually do shit to get that back out. Whereas the Porygon 2, I just need 1 card.
Yeah, I think it probably would have been better to take the Claydol there.
The Claydol, I need at least 3, at the very least.
The whole time we were playing too, remember Kyle's friends were like fucking with us.
Yeah,
So I'm not gonna say I was distracted, but
but there was some miscues.
yeah, definitely.
So there's the teammates, and I am holding onto the stretcher.
I don't really think this was a game of like me misplaying like one time really big, just like a bunch of little micro decisions I got wrong that kind of like added
Mhm.
up.
Yeah, and the fact that when I got hexed 3 turns in a row, I wasn't burning resources during that time.
Hmm.
So then when I get into the driver's seat, I'm able to use my resources, whereas you've used your Lapras, your Dowsings, your
Yeah,
Hex,
for
your
sure.
versus Seeker. So it would have been fine if you had a knockout somewhere one of these times, or you know there was
Yeah.
one little tiny thing different, you would have been okay. But I don't know why I didn't use Egg there. But versus Seeker for Hex again. Here's the Claydol. So the Claydol really didn't matter. If you had taken the Claydol, I still would have had all the stuff I needed to here.
Hmm.
And then one more flying flip. Now this puts your Eevee into
Yeah, for sure.
Evil Tall EX range, which is what I wanted at one point. But hey, there's the DCE coming back. Nice
Oh
job.
boy.
Nice job.
Yeah, I think I just top deck mostly dead the rest of the game.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm hexing you over and over again. I think in your hand you have a searching card. You went for the Clefairy. I think that was also kind of a weird play. Because you luxury balled for Clefairy. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, you don't have anywhere to retreat and stuff. But that if I miss hex, you could have grabbed Uxie.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Yeah, it all stems back to that DCE on the Eevee as well, because like you could always just promote Flareon
Yeah, exactly.
or Eevee in 1 energy and do some damage. But now I gotta find out this DCE back, and I think I get something to make sure I hit it. But I was thinking about grabbing Yveltal. Like, when I was rewatching this game, I was like, crap, I need the Yveltal. I remember saying it out loud, like, that's my only out. Where I could have just gone into, like, here's, I'm like, I hope I hit a dark energy off this N. right?
Hmm.
That's what I was saying to myself, and I think I said it out loud. But really, I could have attacked with, uh, what did I have? I had something. Nope, never mind. Never mind. I'm being an idiot. Nope, never mind. I needed the energy.
Yeah.
No, forget me. Forget me. So go down to 4. I still have a long way to go.
I mean, you end me again. I think I drew dead again.
Oh,
If I.
part
Oh,
2.
part 2.
Ah, wrong thing. Wrong thing. Ah, we're doing it live.
Fuck it.
Um, you're pal padding here. That's what you pal pad, Sycamore and teammates. That's what you just did.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then that's a pass. Sorry, a 90. Revenge. That's
Damn.
all we could do here. Just Brickola.
Another end to nothing.
Brickville population Grady.
I think I remember just being incredibly tilted at this point.
Right. Well, I mean, you're just drawing dead, and I'm hexing you over and over again. That's another Versus Seeker for Hex.
Yeah.
Energy attachment. It's going to be a knockout, too, because there's a special dark on there. So
And the
30, 40,
reverse
50.
valley.
Yeah. So, Hex and knockout, and I'm setting up this Coco on the bench. Like, I just need a Porygon Z to finish game. Realistically. Porygon Z
Yeah.
Muscle Band wins game on this turn. Like, on my turn here, I just need an energy and a break or Muscle Band Porygon Z.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't hit either of them. I remember, like, my only draw support, I think, is Colress. I slap it down right away, I think. If I recall correctly, yeah. Man, it really helps when you rewatch these games.
Yeah, for
Usually
sure.
I don't rewatch them. I'm just like, what happened here? But I do it a hand of nothing but Pokemon.
I'm just, yeah, this is like PTSD. I remember how tilted I was at the end of this game.
Just keep the float stone and something, looks like.
Hmm.
Well, there's the break. There's the energy. Oh, no, sorry. Now I need Porygon Z as well,
Yeah.
which we didn't hit.
But, you know, leaves you
Yeah.
still in a great spot. So.
Yeah, you're...
I
No
don't
EXs
think
on my
there's-
side, and I have 2 Pokemon that can, like, knock you out, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, if you top decked, like, DCE and something, like, you could have came back. But I had the Claydol out. If you had top decked, like, Oak into DCE Hex.
Well, no, I just needed Oak Clefable Energy,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
because then you just used Evil Tall Breaks attack.
No Porygon Z or anything like that, but there's Evil Tall Break. Going
Yeah.
down to 30 HP left. And I think you looked and said, I have a Beyblade, and your Uxie is already gone.
Yeah.
I remember you being like, well, cool. Do you remember what you got from this? Because I do.
No.
You got an unknown R. Because the
It's like
Uxie
it's like a mini Uxie.
yeah, because the Uxie's gone. So you're just like, all right, here we go.
Time to get an Oak off this bad boy.
Yep. And nope. So there you go. Game 1 goes to Weavile. We're gonna go ahead and stop this video. Watch part 2 is gonna be up in about 2 seconds. So if you're watching this, you can probably watch that in a moment. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.